Hi, I'm John Foran, and I feel incredibly pleased to be part of a remarkable team of people. We're calling ourselves the Climate Justice Project. We've come together with different ideas and skills and abilities to dedicate ourselves for 1 year of work as a team on a series of projects related to the theme of climate justice. A big thing for us is to go to the UN Climate Summit in Warsaw, Poland in the month of November. And there we're going to talk to people in the climate justice movement. We're going to document what they have to say, what their visions are, what their dreams are, what they're doing together. And we're going to try and then come back here to Santa Barbara and try to bring that to public visibility in a variety of ways, including the production of a free ebook of their voices and the making of film that we're going to give freely also to communities and to movements and schools, and also to have a conference, a big conference, or a conference that we hope will have a big impact in the spring of 2014, again, around the idea of reimagining climate justice. So I can't tell you really how great I feel about this opportunity, this unique and precious opportunity that we have to pool our skills and to see what comes of that. And I'm just looking forward to an amazing experience for a year long. And that's pretty much what we're doing. Different people will tell you other things about the project, and they'll do it a lot more eloquently than I can. What I want to get across is that I think this is something that matters. I think that the issue of climate change is significant. I think that we will not get the future we need of a just climate, a just society, unless people go to these big conferences and talk to the governments and confront the governments who haven't been doing enough for 20 years now. That's the only solution I see to the problem, and we want to get in the middle of that, and we want to contribute to that in any way we can.
Hi, my name is Corey Ellis, and I'm a graduate student at the University of California, Santa Barbara. I'm very excited to be going to the COP with the Climate Justice Project with my friends here and some other folks.
And I'm Natasha Weidner. I'm very excited to be part of the International Institute for Climate Action and Theory. Specifically, my interest is on social justice movement coming out of Latin America, and also how the Latin American countries leaders are dealing with the climate negotiations. So that will be my specific interest there.
And I'm Emily Williams, and as I am a recent alumnus of UCSB and I'm now working a lot more with students and helping them on their activism, I was especially interested in looking at what does the global climate youth justice movement look like, and what are activists around the world doing with groups such as Youngo and Sustain Us and the Congolese youth delegation. And I'm very excited to go work with them and talk to them and learn their stories and find out what people are doing around the world.
I've been studying the international politics around climate change for several years, and I went to the COP15 in Copenhagen and left feeling very disillusioned, like international politics isn't going to find a real effective solution to this problem. And I'm really excited to be going back with this specific team, because I think we're bringing a paradigm shift, that it's going to take a global movement of people, not just the world leaders at the COP, but youth activists and social movements coming together to really solve this problem. And we're going to be speaking to those people and investigating what they're doing. I'm really excited to be part of it.
One last thing, I think it's important to note we have to have a global solution in addition to local solutions. And since we have the UN structure and it's there, we need to figure out a way to make it work for us.
Last year, two of us went to Doha, Qatar for the COP18 in November of 2012. That was myself and my longtime collaborator, Richard Wydick, who's holding the camera right now. We did this project on our own, 2 people, no real budget, cheap hotel. We endured all kinds of ups and downs. That's what happens when you do these things. And I can't tell you how rewarding it is to go to a space where, on the one hand, at the high level, at the obvious level of the governments negotiating or trying to negotiate or saying they're trying to negotiate the treaty that we need, very little happens. But the action is in the people that come to these conferences to talk to each other and to start to build a movement capable of putting the pressure on the governments to really get serious about the problem. And let's make no mistake about it, we're talking about the defining issue of our century, of our lives, of our families' lives, of the generations that are going to come. It's an incredibly complicated problem, and it's going to require an incredibly complex movement, the biggest social movement probably that's ever been created on a global scale, and it's going to take all hands on deck for that. And that we see starting to come together every year a little bit more. And it's again, we have the opportunity to go with some fantastic people, especially young people, student age people, students, people who have studied the problem, people who have been active in these movements, and they're going to go and meet their counterparts. And that's a hugely important aspect of this project, the fact that we can go with a team and just magnify what Richard and I on our own could do. So why have we had 19 years of these negotiations with very little to show for it? And why, if that's the case, why is it important to even be there? Why is it important for people that have a healthy skepticism about the possibilities coming out of this conference to be there? I think that, unlikely as it is, given the sort of level of inequality, the level of selfishness, really, each country negotiating in its own interest and not being able to think about the big picture, not only the big picture as a world community, but even more importantly, I think the big picture in terms of the future of humanity. It's not a small matter. And I don't think they can do it. I don't think they can do it on their own. And it's my view that it's extremely important that we be there as well, that movements be there, that people from all over the world, from the societies whose governments are supposedly negotiating in their name, be there and make themselves visible and speak up and say, this is what we demand, that you guys are not doing the job. And I do believe that, again, there's always a possibility that this will make a difference. And I am hopeful and confident that in the long run, it will make a difference. You just have to keep going back. You have to get up, you have to analyze what's happened, you have to build on the very real opportunities that you have to meet other people, to work with other people, to get to know other people, because this is a global movement. This has to be a global movement, and people have to be active in it who have never met each other, who come from very different parts of the world, who have very different life opportunities, or who know people back home who would never have a chance to go there. And it's our goal to help communicate the message that people all over the world, a simple message, that we want climate justice.